Good morning, good afternoon, or even good evening from the time of day that you may be listening to this podcast, video cast, or whatever it's called, I don't know. Or even just, let's call it a general chit chat, I know. Right, I hope that you all are safe and sound and are doing well. So that's the first thing that I wanted to get across. The next thing is I sent out an email over the weekend to say how I'm going to be making some adjustments to the project to help you to see how you can get through the project and see what we can do. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is with the letters, the photography. I'm going to take out the photography wording. So when I wanted you to create a front page and find a subject which started with P, then that doesn't matter anymore, because it's going to be quite difficult if you're stuck inside actually trying to find things. So I don't want to put stress onto you or cause you problems in any way. So let's take out the word photography so that you're not finding a subject which starts with P and a subject which starts with O and the subject which starts with H. Let's just remove that from the situation. If you've already got images that you're happy with, you know, that it came under the old rule, then that's fine, then put those in. But if you haven't, then fine, let's just look at the leading lines, texture, colour and so on within the portfolio. Because in the past, most of the photography for biological photography and imaging 1 didn't really start, the students didn't really start taking pictures until the Easter break. So we're not behind in any way, so we've got no panic there. But if you are in a case of self-isolation and you are stuck indoors, or even if you just don't want to go out, find stuff that you can photograph indoors. I'm totally happy with that. I've said that right from the beginning, that you know, you could do these assignments, these images indoors, evening time, afternoon, wherever. They don't have to be taken outside unless you want to. Now if you're going outside, obviously you've got to stick to the 2 meter rule and keep yourself safe and keep everybody else safe. But at the moment, if you just want to concentrate with your portfolio inside, then that's fine. So we've got 11 images that we're looking at. So we're looking at, we need a leading lines, a texture, a colour, negative space, communication, repeating elements, framing, grouping, pattern, shape and diminishing sequence. Those are the 11 that I would like you to get. And I'd like you to get them in the, keep them, sorry, not get them, but keep them when you put your portfolio together. Keep those 11 in the same order that we started off with. So we start off with the front cover being leading lines, then we go on to negative space, then we go on to framing, shape, texture, communications, grouping, diminishing sequence, colour, repeating elements and pattern. So that's the order that we're going in. Now if you cannot get 11 images with 11 different themes, then I'm happy about that. Okay, so if for example you couldn't get a communication, supplement it with something else. So it might be the case that you have 2 textured images that you're going to be putting into your portfolio. That's fine, but don't be going and putting in 3 textured images or 3 pattern. 2 at the most. So if you had to start off with and you had your leading lines for your front cover, that's good. But then if you couldn't find a framing, then put another leading lines in, or so on. Get what you can. That's the most important thing. And still think about the project and still try to be as creative as you possibly can. That's going to be the most important things. We're going to be looking at the creative style of the work. We're going to still be looking at your technical aspects and stuff like that. There's all sorts of things that we can still look at, but the most important thing at this moment is to get some images and see what they're like. You can still send me images via Instagram. You can still send me images via email. But like I said with the email, try and keep images to a minimum. 2 or 3 images via that kind of way. Because when you've got to start opening up images or in an email, it becomes quite a repetitive task and quite difficult. It's far more easier if you've done it through Instagram. I can go through the images, they're all there for me. I can see one after another. I can see what somebody else is doing compared to somebody else is doing, and so on. So that works really well for us. I might set up a Padlet page to see if we can do feedback in that way. These are different times that we're now working in, but I am here. I'm going to be still working for you, working with you, and doing what we can to get us through this situation and deal with things in that kind of way. Now, if you have no digital camera, use your smartphone, okay? It's acceptable quality. Most smartphones nowadays are just as good as your compact type cameras. If I'm not going to be looking in terms of like a smartphone image compared to a digital SLR, that's not going to happen. As long as the image has good quality to it, that's the most important thing. So think about how you're going to photograph with, you know, your smartphone. Think about the light that you're going to be working with. Obviously, if you're going to be trying to photograph under very, very low lighting with a smartphone, it might not work as well. So think about your images and how you can use the equipment that you've got available to you at the time. You know, photographers have always said in the past, the best camera is the one that you have with you at the time. And that always I thought was kind of like a throwaway comment. But now it's going to be a case of we're going to have to work with the tools that we have at hand now. We're going to have to improvise. We're going to have to look at things differently. We're going to have to become a society of resilient people. And I know you students can do this. There's all the will in the world. You're going to do this. You're going to achieve. In terms of editing, Affinity have come out and they've allowed, well, not allowed, I mean, it's a generous offer they're doing. You can get a 3-month download from Affinity so that you can install that onto your computer, and so, you know, you can still edit in that way. If you don't have a computer, if you don't have something like that at hand, then look to see what smartphone apps that you can use to edit your images. Now, we don't have to have, you know, vast amounts of editing done. It could be quite simple editing that you can do. And lastly, if you have no access to a digital SLR or even a smartphone or any way of taking pictures in any way whatsoever, let me know and we'll see what we can do to achieve something for you. But I'm sure everybody must have some kind of image capturing device that they can use to get images. This is going to be a time where you're really going to have to think creatively about what you can do. If you're unsure, email me, ask me questions. I'm happy to answer questions. I really am happy to answer questions. I'm really happy to discuss ideas with people. I'm really happy for you to engage with me in any way that you can. That's open doors. Let's get something. Let's achieve something. So yes, so just going back to what I was saying about our word photography, you know, on this occasion we're just going to have to drop it to oh, I'm trying all over the place here. Getting used to this bit of software. So yes, so if you still got images, like I said, with using the letters to gain your subjects and stuff like that, put them in. I'm happy with that. So if you've got a portfolio with half of the letters and a portfolio with not, that's fine. Let's just see what we can get. We've still got plenty time to work on our photography. So I'm going to leave it there at the moment, okay? But I am going to come back to you. I'm going to be putting some little videos together, looking at images to see what we can do and stuff like that. So they'll be coming out today, tomorrow, and so on. They're just going to be short little videos for you just to have a look at, and I'll be posting them and letting you know when they're up. So all the best, take care, keep in touch with me, have conversations with me. Let's find a way to actually get some images done. Thank you very much. Bye bye for now.